She saw me resting on my best friend's lap to avoid her and bent down, pulled her underwear to the side, and rubbed her disgusting vagina on my face until my eyes snapped open and I projectile vomited on her. What the Okay, let me make this perfectly clear. I do not like Katy Perry. I do not like her because of what she did to that veteran that was dying when she predatorily got him to sign a contract right after he was done with surgery and still high on drugs that were necessary for that surgery so that she could steal his home out from underneath him that he wanted to die in. I don't like what she did to those nuns when she took their nunnery, and one of them literally had a heart attack and died in court trying to make sure they didn't lose their nunnery, and she still stole both of those properties. I don't like the gay performative girl power astronaut stunt that she pulled where she went into space for like 2 seconds and said she did it for women's empowerment. But even more than that, I don't like her because her music is an absolute war crime. I think that she looks like a frumpy retard. Her politics are terrible, and she's literally dating Justin Trudeau. But now she has allegations of sexual assault from her longtime friend Ruby Rose, and we need to dig into this because the details are absolutely disturbing. If you've been watching my channel, then you already know I didn't come from money. I didn't come from stability. I came from bad decisions, addiction, and a whole lot of years of doing things the hard way. I was a career criminal for 2 decades. I burned through money. I lost it. I made it, spent it, lost it again. And when you've lived like that, you don't think about the future. You're just trying to survive the moment. But here's the thing I had to learn the hard way. If you don't take control of your life, something else will, and it won't care about you. Now, I'm no economist. I don't sit around breaking down markets or policy, but I do understand risk. I understand what happens when everything you thought was solid suddenly isn't. And a lot of people out here right now are trusting systems that they don't control, thinking it's all just gonna work out. That's why I believe in having something real, like physical gold and silver from American Hartford Gold, the company that I trust, because I've lived what it looks like when things fall apart. And when they do, what matters is what you actually have, not what you think you have. Gold has held value through inflation, chaos, and times when people lose confidence in everything else. It's not hype. It's not a promise, it's something real. American Hartford Gold has an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau and thousands of 5-star reviews. You can get gold and silver delivered straight to your door or put in a tax advantage gold IRA if you're trying to think long term. And right now, when you call and tell them that I sent you, you could get up to $20,000 in free silver with your first purchase. Call 844-860-1882 or text JD to 65532. That's 844-860-1882 or text JD to 65532. Because at the end of the day, change is about taking accountability, and that is part of making sure that you've got something real when life hits you. So Katy is no stranger to allegations of unwanted, non-consensual, aggressive sexual behaviors towards other people that have caused quite a big scandal. But arguably, the absolute worst and most is the one with Ruby Rose that just came out. Like, this is breaking right meow. Which a lot of people are noting seems really strange because this incident supposedly happened 20 years ago, and they've been friends ever since. In fact, Ruby Rose has been quite a staunch ally and vocally spoken as an advocate for Katy Perry ever since until now. On a post on Katy Perry's ex that she had put up, that she's deleted since then, about a Justin Bieber show that her and her doofus dork-ass husband, fiance, gay lover, whatever the hell Justin Trudeau is, Ruby Rose commented, "Katy Perry sexually assaulted me at Spice Market nightclub in Melbourne. Who gives a shit what she thinks?" And somebody replied and said, "She kissed a girl and you didn't like it? I see what you did there." Ruby Rose replied, "She didn't kiss me. She saw me resting on my best friend's lap to avoid her and bent down, pulled her underwear to the side, and rubbed her disgusting vagina on my face until my eyes snapped open and I projectile vomited on her." What the fuck? And then Death Heart said exactly what was the first thing that came to my mind, and probably most of our minds. So you have the balls to make accusations, but not enough to actually file a report. If you did, you could stop others from potentially being victimized by her as well. That's if this actually happened in the first place. To which Ruby Rose responded, just left the police station. So like I said, this incident was supposed to have happened 20 years ago. So I don't know what type of evidence she could hope to present. I would assume that at this point she had washed Katy Perry's disgusting vagina juice off of her face by now. And if this had happened in the United States, being able to file a police report on this would be an absolute no-go, because we have what's called a statute of limitations. That means if the crime happens and it's years and years later, you won't be able to file criminal charges against them. But this happened in Australia, and there's generally no statute of limitations for reporting, prosecuting serious sexual assault offenses. Blah, 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 blah. What that all means is that this could actually come to a criminal case of Katy Perry being charged and possibly convicted of being a sexual predator in Australia. However, unless Ruby Rose has key witnesses that were there at the actual incident, this will all come down in court to just a she said type of argument, and who knows where that will land. Because their friendship extended very publicly long after this incident occurred and way before these allegations were ever made, and stuff like this is definitely going to make its way into the courtroom.
So excited. I mean, I love Katy to bits, and I was just with her at the hotel before, and she's getting dressed up and she's choosing between all these different outfits, and it's like I get to see the real Katy, and then I get to come and watch the film where everybody gets to see the real Katy, so it's like, it's an honor.
Because I don't know about y'all, but if somebody sexually assaulted me, I wouldn't go on TV and say that I love them to bits and that I just left their hotel room. I mean, I would probably, I don't know, fucking swerve them. Now, Katy Perry's team has come out and said across the board that these allegations are absolutely bogus and that there's no merit to them at all whatsoever. They've also gone as far as to say that Ruby Rose has made numerous allegations in the past that were unfounded, but when you go back and you look at it, it's always been about like toxic work environment and little things with feuds, nothing crazy like accusing somebody of actual sexual assault. But if all of this happened 20 years ago, why did Ruby Rose wait so long to come out with these allegations and to actually say and do something? Well, according to her, she has said that it's because Katy Perry wrote her a letter of recommendation to be able to get a visa to get her citizenship to the United States of America. And maybe I'm off base here. Maybe it's just because, like, I'm a dude. But, like, I wouldn't be cool with some dude for 20 years if he raw dogged his Jimmy across these pretty pink lips just because he wrote me a letter of recommendation. Would you?
You're going to hell, bitch. Dial a day and see what the fuck happens. You won't be sitting with Jesus. I promise you that.
But listen, you guys, I don't pretend that I have any idea what the real truth of what happened 20 years ago was. To me, both of these chicks look like dudes that like to fight other dudes. But what I will say is anybody sexually assaulting anybody else is absolutely horrific. Those motherfuckers deserve the wood chipper. I know that I've made some jokes and made a little bit of light out of this whole situation. That's part of the way that I cope as a childhood sexual assault survivor myself. And also, it makes the video more interesting because these bitches are kind of bleh, if you ask me. If Katy Perry is actually a sex pest, I wouldn't be surprised in the least, and I hope that Ruby Rose actually gets justice and that they do something about this over in Australia. But what do you guys think is going on here? Do you guys ride out with Katy Perry or Ruby Rose? Let me know down in the comments, and until the next one, it's always one love, baby. Be good or be good at it.